Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Shir Hever in Heidelberg, Germany. The Department of Political Science at the University of Berlin, the Free University of Berlin, reneged on its promise to a young lecturer at the university to teach a course next semester. The reason? The lecturer is suspected of anti-Semitism because she wrote in her blog about her political opinions on the State of Israel. The Free University of Berlin was founded while Berlin was divided by a wall between East and West. It was established to serve West Berlin as a symbol of liberal and democratic values. Indeed, the Department of Political Science, known as the Otto Suhr Institute, has accumulated a reputation in Germany as an important center for the studies of political theory, a reputation which is now in jeopardy. The disciplinary action against Eleonora Roldan Mendivil is very similar to a case in the University of Illinois in which Professor Steven Salaida was denied a position because of his political stance on Palestine. We interviewed Professor Salaida on The Real News in 2014.
You know, a colleague suggested that I apply. I did. I went through a really rigorous, long interview process. I was recruited for quite a while. Once the committee decided that they wanted to hire me, I had to go through all of the relevant tenure and promotion committees at the University of Illinois. Then they offered me the job. I accepted it immediately. This was in early October of last fall, and everything was set to go until August 2nd of this summer when I received the termination letter from Chancellor Phyllis Weiss.
The story in Berlin started with a German right newspaper called the Jüdische Rundschau and an Israeli right-wing newspaper, the Jerusalem Post, who attacked the lecturer Eleonora Roldan Mendivil. Interestingly, the student group at the university, which used these newspapers as their source to attempt to expel Roldan Mendivil, calls itself a left political group, the Students Against Any Anti-Semitism. Professor Bernd Ladwig was authorized by the department to handle the accusations against Roldan Mendivil. He decided to punish her and deny her the right to teach the next course even before she could defend herself. He proved unable or unwilling to distinguish between criticism of the State of Israel and anti-Semitism, which is racism against Jews. Here to speak about this is Eleonora Roldan Mendivil. She is a lecturer at the Free University of Berlin, a political scientist studying racism, sexism, and capitalism. She also wrote several articles and appeared in conferences to present her research. Thanks for being here, Eleonora.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start by you telling us what course were you teaching at the university when all this scandal started?
I was teaching a class on racism and capitalism. So basically what I was trying to introduce into the German academia was a kind of counter-identitarian approach in the study of racism. So looking into the study of racism concretely also within Germany and within the current dynamics in Germany from a more materialist perspective.
And did the issue of Israel-Palestine come up in your class? Did you have arguments or disruptions in your class?
No, actually, we didn't even mention Israel or Palestine, so it was not part of the curriculum at all. The class was an introductory class within the political theory department, meaning that we looked actually at concepts from Hegel over Marx, and then we discussed Fanon, Césaire, and looked at some of the more recent Marxist researches on racism, such as Adolf Reed, for example, from the US. So we didn't actually look into the Israeli-Palestinian conflict at all, or even mention it within that context.
Yes, and recently there was a public discussion at the Free University about the limits of academic freedom. This discussion was assembled directly as a result of the campaign against you. Were you invited to sit on the panel and defend yourself against accusations against you?
No, actually, the university didn't contact me at all. I had to push through emails to actually have a discussion with Professor Ladwig for even knowing what the kind of treatment of the university will be and why they haven't contacted me prior to their public statement. I learned from this discussion that this discussion would take place amongst professors of the Otto Suhr Institute in that talk that we had at the end of January. And they said clearly that they would not invite lecturers like myself onto that podium because of our non-institutional affiliation, to the very same institute. So this was the reasons that they gave.
Right. Well, I actually attended this discussion, and there were people on the panel who were not professors and not affiliated with the institute, nevertheless,
Yes.
despite what they told you. But I wonder if you can tell us what happened as a result of this discussion. Did it come to any kind of conclusion?
No, actually, I was invited as a guest, like as part of the public, to attend that discussion. Afterwards, there has been no email exchange or whatsoever. So I have not been informed what was the conclusion from the side of the Otto Suhr Institute.
Right. I actually want to insert a question here and give you another chance to explain the situation.
Yes.
Because so I want to ask you, what is your situation right now? Is your next course canceled? Is there still a chance that you will be allowed to teach it?
Basically, I have a very precarious job because I am teaching a class which is only based on a contract for teaching one class only. So basically, these contracts can get like renewed in some way, as in you propose a new class and then you can, enter again this whole cycle and enter into the next semester. So basically I have the luxury of till to this moment to have a scholarship which allows me to teach classes because it's paid very, very badly, and to have some experience as a lecturer. Basically I put in this class, and they said to me that they will not accept it for the next term, which means the summer term of 2017, due to all of these allegations and the whole situation. They don't want to be, connected to any kind of questions of anti-Semitism and all of that. And they said that they would review the requirements for teaching at the Otto Suhr Institute, which till now has been to have a BA degree. So, which I have. Right now I'm writing my master thesis, so they know that if they change the requirements, just from like a bureaucratic point of view, they cannot appoint me because I only have a BA degree and I'm only just now writing my MA thesis. So this is a kind of tricky thing where they're changing somehow the institutional requirements, which doesn't make much sense as if we look at it, I will not change my positions even if I have a PhD. So basically, I will not teach a class next term, not at the Otto Suhr Institute at least. And further, they said that they will be in touch with me. And if the report that Wolfgang Benz will make clears me of all the allegations, then I might be able to apply again for a new precarious job at the University of Berlin. Free University of Berlin.
So this changing of the regulations, which is actually a bureaucratic step, is not just directed against you. It will actually be a sort of punishment for other lecturers at the university and who have to suffer because the university wants to take action against you.
Exactly, and it doesn't make much sense because the idea that is promoted here is what those right-wing bloggers were actually promoting, saying that I am a so-called political scientist because I only have a BA degree. So questioning, let's say, the validity of my degree at all. And with this, actually, a lot of other students who are right now were motivated, especially also who are in my class and are in the last, the last term of their BA, who were motivated now to hand in proposals for giving seminars at their very own old institute. They will not have this opportunity, and this is very sad, in fact. Yeah.
I mentioned Professor Steven Salaita before. As you know, he eventually sued the University of Illinois, and the university reached a settlement with him, paying him $875,000 compensations for wrongful dismissal. Do you intend to sue the Free University of Berlin?
I don't think that I can sue the Free University of Berlin at all because of the nature of the contract that I have. I am part of the Education and Science Union, the GEW in Germany. I have been talking to colleagues there, and basically what they told me is that from a legal point of view, I cannot claim to get the right to have another class because these lectures, these seminars are given every semester anew, even without any reasons. The board deciding on who gets to lecture certain seminars can actually reject and accept lecturers. So this is not this is a situation where our hands are bound from a legal point of view, because it's not that I was offered, let's say, position at university, but I would come as an external academic worker to just give one class of 1.5 hours a week. So basically, legally, there's unfortunately nothing to be done, but this is something that we're looking into from the perspective of the Science and Education Union, and this is something that we have been scandalizing for a long time, and I think there's still a lot of work to be done there, and we will continue on that line too. But this is not, specific on my case. This is a more, labor unionist point of view that I'm a bit pushing in here as well.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for joining us, Eleonora.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us at the Real News Network.